Is your life a pyramid scheme? Now, a pyramid scheme relies purely on recruiting. It relies on somebody reaching out to somebody else and telling them what's best for them for their benefit. If you've ever been approached by a pyramid scheme person, they'll tell you all these positive things. They'll say, this is the best thing for you. This is life-changing for their benefit. Now, remember that, for their benefit. They're coming to you with positive things about what they're doing for their benefit. Now, we just squeezed our sponge. We took out all the stuff we didn't want from the past. Now, if we're going in the present, we don't want to just put the same stuff back in there. We don't want to put stuff that we don't want. So we have to put a filter on our sponge. We have to look at things that could possibly come into our sponge. We have to say yes or no to things. And by doing that, we have to assess the situation. We have to make sure we have a plan when we're getting things put in our lives, when we have opportunities to reach new levels or new opportunities. So when somebody brings us an opportunity, say it's the pyramid scheme guy, and he's saying this is the best thing for you, or this will change your life, you have to ask yourself why. Why would I want to do this? Do I want to do this for his benefit or my benefit? And hopefully you're assessing all your situations for your benefit, because then it's just going to be you living a life for somebody else. But if you go into this position and you're assessing the situation for yourself, then you're going to be able to say, okay, can you give me more information about your business or whatever you call it? And then you're going to look up your own research. You're going to figure out, okay, this is what this actually is. This might not change my life, or maybe it will change my life. But now you have an independent opinion on what you're getting into. Now you may say, Jamar, I'm not getting into any pyramid schemes. I'm not dumb, blah, blah, blah. But I'm here to tell you, anything in your life can be a pyramid scheme. Anything you do in your life can be a pyramid scheme. For example, somebody could come to me and like, Jamar, let's go to this party tomorrow. I know it's going to be crazy. I know it's going to be lit, blah, 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 blah. But if I assess the situation, and maybe I know he came to me last week with the same information, and I went to the party with him, and the party was bad, maybe I'm going to say no. Or maybe I'm going to say, okay, why would I go to this party? I know I have homework this weekend. I know I have a big project. Now I can make an assessment by what he said to me. I can make the assessment for myself and not for him. He might want me to go to the party because he needs somebody to go with him for whatever reason. But you have to make an assessment for yourself. You have to understand that if you took his advice and said, bro, it's going to be lit, but you didn't assess that previously it wasn't lit, then you're going to be failed. You're going to be realizing that you're doing the same thing over and over again. So what I ask you to do is to just simply ask why. I want you to ask why with every new opportunity that comes about. So when you're looking at your new opportunities to maybe find your passion, to maybe find what you already love to do, you have to look at the past things and say, I already tried that. So if somebody comes to me and says, Jamar, I got a job for you. It's about math, blah, 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 blah. But I already know I tried math. I don't like doing math. So now I can say no. But it's because I assess the situation. He might have told me this is the perfect job for me at this point, but I know I'm passionate about this, or I know I've already tried that and I want to try something else. But if you don't do that, then you'll never figure out what your passion is, because you're constantly doing what somebody else said. For example, somebody could come back to you at this point in your life and say, hey man, Santa Claus is real, even though you've already assessed that thing a long time ago. But if you can assess that again, you can easily just say no. And you have to take that with everything in your life. You already have prior knowledge to something. Now you know whether to say yes or no. So don't just ignore your past experience. We just squeezed it out of your sponge. Don't let it just seep back into your sponge. Say no to that again. But when a new opportunity presents itself, something that might be your passion, something that you haven't tried before, then you have the okay to say yes, because now there's a possibility for that to change your life. Now that is something that could change your life, not something that somebody told you would change your life, because you realize that that's a possibility. So now that you know that in the present you have to assess your possibilities, and in the past you have to assess things that already happened that might have been told by somebody else, now you can understand that you can think differently about your future and what your passions could possibly be. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Root of Everything podcast. I truly appreciate y'all for tuning in to hear me talk. If at any moment you enjoyed what I was saying, please hit the like button, comment what you think, and hit the subscribe button. If you want some more content and consistent updates, go to our website, rootofeverything.com, and you can also subscribe to our weekly newsletter called The Weekly Root.